Welcome to Bogglesock's TV. We've got lots of classic and original TV shows. Subscribe now and enjoy the video.
Not the shrinking cap, Grandpa!
Catch me if you can!
Grandpa! No! Be careful! Grandpa, stop! Grandpa in my pocket! Hi, I'm Jason Mason, and this is Sunnysands, where I live. Sunnysands is called Sunnysands because it's always sunny and it's by the sea. This is our house. It's called Lighthouse View because you can see the lighthouse from my bedroom window. Today, everything was in boxes because we were having a massive spring clean. I was doing the windows, Jemima was cleaning the kitchen,
Don't forget the top shelf, Jemima.
and Grandpa was helping.
Whoop, missed a bit. Oh, missed another bit.
And Dad was in my bedroom, putting up some new shelves, while Mum was in town, choosing curtains.
Don't worry, it'll be as good as new any minute. Everything will be as good as new.
Oh yes. Today we were all working together to make Lighthouse View as good as new.
I'm late. I should have been at the bike shop 10 minutes ago. Mum will be back at tea time.
I'm going out to play with Zach, remember?
Lucky you.
And Bubbles is coming round to help sort things out. She's a good sorter-outer, is Bubbles. On, off you go. Mind you worry about.
Bye.
We were all quite relieved that Dad had gone, and we stopped for a jammy jumbly break. But just then, the doorbell went.
Ah, that'll be Bubbles.
Or Zach come to collect me. But it wasn't Bubbles or Zach. It was someone I'd never seen before in my life.
Oh, good. This is the right house. Bernard! This is the right house. Oh, don't stand there gaping like a haddock, boy. Let me in. Oh! Oh, you think it's funny, do you? Well, I'll have you know there's a dreadful doggy smell in here. Well, we'll soon get rid of that.
Oh, we will we? And do you mind me asking you who you are?
Brenda Balderdash.
You!
Oh, jammy jumbly's my favourite.
Please do help yourself. And what exactly are you...
Bernard! Have a jammy jumbly. I think we should start in the kitchen. Come along, Bernard.
We didn't know who they were, and we couldn't get a word in edgeways.
Keep up, Bernard. Oh!
Are you all right here?
I just don't understand
More, Bernard, more.
So Bernard went for the mop.
Oh, dear. That terrible dresser will have to go.
I don't know who Mr. and Mrs. Balderdash are, Jason, but we've got to get rid of them.
Not the shrinking cap, Grandpa.
Catch me if you can.
You know when Grandpa shrinks, he can get up to all kinds of mischief. He can chuff about in our Sunnysands train. He can drive around in my toy car. He can fly off in my toy plane. Or he can hide in very unusual places, so I can't find him. I'm the only one who knows about Grandpa's magic shrinking cap, and nobody else is supposed to find out. And today, as usual, I had no idea where Grandpa was hiding. Then suddenly... Grandpa! I was about to pick him up when... the doorbell went. I thought it would be Zach's mum, but it wasn't. It was...
Hi! Bubbles!
Yes, it was Bubbles.
Oh, don't tell me Grandpa's gone for a little lie down.
More jammy jumblies, please.
No, not the jammy jumblies.
Don't be silly, Jason. Anything to get rid of these awful people.
What awful people? Visitors. We don't know who they are. They just barged in.
Ha! I'll sort this out. I'm a good sorter-outer.
So Bubbles went into the kitchen to sort it out.
Hello! I'm Bubbles, and I've come to sort out this...
Have you now? There's an awful lot of sorting out to do round here, believe me. Have another jammy jumbly, Bernard.
This was a disaster. Grandpa was in the tin.
That'll be Zach's mum. Well, go, Jason.
But...
Go on, we'll be fine. Oh, do have another jammy jumbly.
Ah! Something's alive!
Something's alive! Oh! Oh!
Luckily, Grandpa escaped and ran.
Well, go on, Jason. Off you go. We'll be fine.
I hoped Grandpa would be all right, but now I really had to go.
Bernard, get down, you silly boy.
Can I ask why you're actually here?
To look round the house, of course, because we're going to buy it.
They were here to buy our house.
Buy our house? But it isn't for sale.
Of course it's for sale, dear. That's why your parents are packing things up and cleaning. They obviously want to move out very quickly, don't they, Bernard? Right. Time to see the garden.
Bobbles and Bernard got down off the chairs very nervously and followed Mrs. Balderdash into the garden. Of course, I was at Zach's house worrying about Grandpa.
Disgraceful. Oh, that terrible tree will have to come down.
I knew Grandpa would have a plan,
Tatty old bush there. I don't know. They've no idea.
and I was right. He started to shake the bush.
Ah! Something's alive!
Something's alive! Oh!
Oh, a bush full of ants, that's all we need. Bernard, you are being silly.
I really wanted to know what was happening, and there was only one way to find out.
I'll go.
I rang home.
Oh, Jason, it's you.
Is everything okay?
No, Jason, it's not okay. Mr. and Mrs. Balderdash want to buy your house. And there was something alive in the jammy jumbly tin. And there's a bush full of ants in the garden. And I'm just about to wake Grandpa up.
No, this will all be a bit too much for Grandpa, Bubbles. You'll have to sort it out.
But Jason,
Look, here's the plan. Tell Mr. and Mrs. Balderdash that there is loads of stuff wrong with our house, right?
Tell them there's loads of stuff wrong. Oh, and then they won't want to buy it. I get it.
And leave the phone off the hook so I can hear what's happening.
Right.
Brilliant plan.
So Bubbles left the phone off the hook just as Jemima came back in with Mr. and Mrs. Balderdash. Then she started to run with my plan.
I really, really don't blame you for wanting to change the garden. If I were you, I would change everything. I mean, this sitting room is just yuck! And the stairs are in a really stupid place. They should be, like, here. And the floor is bleh.
You're absolutely right, dear. I mean, look at this window, Bernard.
Poor Jemima didn't understand at all.
Oh, Jason told me to do it, to put them off. He's there. I mean, if I were you, I would absolutely not buy this house. It's just yuck.
I mean, look at this stupid...
So Bubbles continued with our plan.
And all those silly ornaments.
How am I doing?
Great! Do the whole horrible upstairs thing.
Right. And if you think it's awful down here, wait till you see the bedrooms. They are just... Ooh! Follow me.
Come along, Bernard.
So everyone followed Bubbles upstairs, and Grandpa came to talk to me.
Jason, I need to get upstairs and be with Brenda and Bernard on their own.
I know, but I'm not there to help Grandpa.
You can help me from where you are. Get Wolfie to bark loudly. That'll bring Jemima and Bubbles down here. Just leave the rest to me.
Okay. And with that, Grandpa jumped down and ran into the kitchen towards my plane.
You see? What did I tell you? It's just yuck, 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 yuck.
I agree. The dreadful bed will have to go, of course. The walls will have to be painted. Oh, and as for the wonky shelf...
Now bark. Woof, woof, woof. So Wolfie barked, and Bubbles and Jemima ran downstairs.
What's wrong, Wolfie?
While Jemima and Bubbles were worrying about Wolfie, Grandpa flew up the stairs. And round he flew.
Stop it, Bernard. Stop making that toy plane go. Stop. You never could resist a toy, could you? You are such a silly...
Mrs. Balderdash left. Meanwhile, Grandpa had got out of the plane and was up on the wonky shelf. He pushed a book off. then another, then another.
Who? How? What?
Never mind all the who's and how's and what's. It's time you went. This house is not for sale. Do you hear? Not for sale.
Grandpa's job was done.
Take that horrible dog away now.
As Bubbles took Wolfie away, Mr. Balderdash came down the stairs.
We've got to get out of here. Things are alive everywhere. In the biscuit tin, in the bush, and that plane. It flew around all by itself. And then all the books shot off the shelves. And that little old man spoke to me up there. Tiny he was. This big. And he said the house is not for sale. I'm off. I am off.
Bernard! Bernard!
Just then, Dad came home.
I wouldn't bother even looking round if I were you. Everything's alive.
Dad was very confused. He put the phone back, and at that moment, Grandpa flew down the stairs. He got out of the plane, took off his cap, and came back to his normal size. Later, I got home from Zach's house.
There we are. Well, Jason, even though you weren't even here, you managed to help me get rid of them.
Yep, we did it again, Grandpa. Teamwork.
Teamwork.
I can't believe they got the wrong house. It's next door that's for sale. Well done, Grandpa, for seeing them off.
Grandpa? Grandpa didn't do anything.
Rosy and Fizz, Rosy and Fizz, playing together, whatever the weather. Two best friends and the fun never ends. So come on in and play with Rosy and Fizz.
Hello, my name is Lucy, and this is Rosie. Hello, Rosie. Let's put Rosie here. And this is Fizz. Hello, Fizz. And Rosie and Fizz have been very busy today playing with their toys, and inside their toy box are lots of clues for today's story. Shall we have a look? There's a yellow door with a pink flower. Let's put that here. There's a cake. A cake with sprinkles on the top. And there's a plaster. Rosie and Fizz are meeting a new friend, and we're going to join them. So are you ready? Let's switch to story time. And we switch to story time by making a big story clock. Can you make a big story clock with me? After 3, 1, 2, 3, a big story clock with seconds, minutes and hours. And pretend your body is the big hand and put your little hand like this and join in with me.
Tick tock, it's the story clock. It must be time for a story. Tick tock, it's the story clock. Are you ready for a story? Stretch up high, stretch down low. Wriggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Tick tock, it's the story clock. Hands up, who's ready for a story?
Everyone was excited. A path led to a house with washing on the washing line and a yellow door with a pink flower. Mouse spotted it first, and Mouse told Hedgehog. Hedgehog told Butterfly. Butterfly told Bee, and Bee told Fizz. And Fizz said, "We must say hello." "That's a good idea," said Rosy. "I'll make a hello card and put all of our names in it." Mouse said, "I'll pick some flowers." "Me too," said Hedgehog. "Can we help?" asked Butterfly and Bee. Butterfly and Bee were very good at finding the prettiest flowers. "I know what I can do," said Fizz. "I can make some cakes." "That's a good idea," said Rosy. And Rosy helped fetch the eggs and flour and butter and sugar. Everyone was busy. Rosy was busy colouring and sticking. She'd made a card with a sun, a bright yellow sun, said Rosy. And Fizz, well, Fizz was busy sprinkling sprinkles all over his cakes. "Gosh," said Rosy, "that's a lot of cakes. How many do you have, Fizz?" Fizz counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cakes. That's 1 for Hedgehog, 1 for Mouse, 1 for Butterfly, 1 for Bee, 1 for you, Rosy, 1 for the new person who lives in the house, and 1 for me. "Would you like some help carrying the cakes?" asked Rosy. "Oh, no, thank you," said Fizz. "I'll be fine." But when Fizz picked up the cakes, ooh, he wibbled and wobbled. Be careful, Fizz. Soon it was time to set off, and everyone wondered, who lives in the house with the yellow door?
"It can't be Frog," said Fizz, "because Frog lives on the lily pad. And it can't be Badger," said Rosy, "because Badger lives in the set. And it can't be Rabbit," said Hedgehog, "because Rabbit lives in the burrow."
"Like this one," said Fizz.
Fizz was running so fast along the path he didn't see the big stone.
"Watch out, Fizz! Bump! Whoops!"
Squish!
"Ouch! My knee!" said Fizz. "And look, the cakes have been squished." "This one's fine," said Rosy. "And when we get to the house, we can wash the mud off your knee." With that, they turned the corner and saw the path leading to the house with washing on the washing line and a yellow door with a pink flower. Fizz forgot about his sore knee. Rat-a-tat-tat! Fizz knocked the door. Everyone was excited. Who was inside? 1, 2, 3. Let's open the door. It was Dr. Dolly. "Hello," said Fizz. "My name is Fizz, and I'm Rosy, and I'm Hedgehog, and I'm Butterfly, bzz, 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 and I'm Bee, and I'm Mouse," said Mouse, scurrying along. "Hello," said Dr. Dolly. "My name is Dr. Dolly. What a surprise!" "Oh, Fizz," said Dr. Dolly, "look at your knee. You best come inside."
Dr. Dolly fetched her doctor's bag. Inside was a jar of pink ointment, a thermometer, bandages and some plasters. "We'll have you as good as new in no time," said Dr. Dolly. "Show me your knee, yes, I see, washed with soap as clean as can be. Let's pat it dry, soft and slow. Plaster on, you're ready to go."
"Thank you," said Rosy and Fizz. Rosy gave Dr. Dolly the hello card. Mouse and Hedgehog gave the picked flowers, and Fizz gave Dr. Dolly the cake. "The trouble is," said Fizz, "there were lots of other cakes, but they got a bit squished. But this one is fine." "Thank you," said Dr. Dolly. "One cake is just enough," and she cut the cake for everyone to share. It was a lovely day meeting new friends. Dr. Dolly was very happy to be living in the woodland. And just as Rosy and Fizz were about to go home, Dr. Dolly gave Fizz some more plasters, just in case he fell over again. "Thank you," said Rosy and Fizz. And that was the story of Rosy and Fizz and the plaster. It's nearly time for Rosy and Fizz to go, but just before we do, let's stick the thank you card, the plaster and the yellow door inside the Rosy and Fizz storybook, so they'll always remember their story adventures. And why don't you join us next time for another Rosy and Fizz story? I wonder what toys we'll find inside their toy box. We'll see you then. Bye! Okay then, so let's find a page and let's stick in the thank you card first. There we go. So let's do this and let's get the thank you card. Bye!